What would you do if you failed once? Most people would try again. But what if you failed 17 times in a row? Would you keep going, or would you finally give up? This is the story of a man who failed so many times that even the people closest to him stopped believing. But what happened on his 18th attempt changed his life forever. Daniel was an ordinary man with an unusual dream. He didn't want to become famous. He didn't want to become rich overnight. Daniel simply wanted to build a small bakery in his town. Ever since he was a child, he loved baking. The smell of fresh bread, the warmth of the oven, the joy on people's faces when they tasted something sweet. To Daniel, baking wasn't just work, it was happiness. So one day, after saving money for years, Daniel finally opened his first bakery shop. He was excited, nervous, but full of hope. He believed people would love his bread. But reality was very different. In the first month, almost no one came. People walked past his shop without even looking inside. Some days, he sold only 2 or 3 loaves of bread. At the end of the month, Daniel looked at his numbers. He had lost money, but he told himself, maybe I just need more time. So he tried again. Daniel changed the recipes. He woke up earlier, worked longer hours, tried new cakes, new bread, new pastries, but the results didn't change. After 6 months, the shop closed. That was failure number 1. Most people would stop there, but Daniel didn't. He told himself, next time will be better. So he borrowed money and opened another bakery in a different street. This time he added coffee, but again, customers didn't come. After a few months, the shop closed. Failure number 2. Daniel tried again and again and again. Each time he believed he had found the right idea, but each time something went wrong. Bad location, too many competitors, not enough money. Years passed, and the failures kept growing. 3, 5, 8, 10. At first, Daniel's friends supported him. They said, "Don't worry, you'll succeed." But after so many failures, their voices changed. Some people laughed behind his back. Some people said, maybe baking is not for you. Even his own brother once told him, Daniel, maybe it's time to stop chasing this dream. Those words hurt more than the failures. But the hardest moment came when Daniel looked at himself in the mirror one night. He looked tired, older, and full of doubt. He asked himself a painful question. Am I wasting my life? Still, Daniel didn't give up. He tried again. His 17th bakery. This time he was sure it would work, but after a few months, it failed too. 17 attempts, 17 failures. Daniel sat alone inside the empty shop. The tables were quiet, the ovens were cold, and for the first time, he felt completely broken. He whispered to himself, maybe everyone was right. Maybe his dream was just a dream. Maybe it was time to stop. That night, Daniel went home and opened an old notebook. Inside were all his ideas, recipes, and plans from the past. As he flipped through the pages, something strange happened. He noticed a pattern. Every time his bakery failed, it was because he tried to do too many things. Too many types of bread, too many cakes, too many products. He was trying to please everyone, and in the process, he lost focus. Then he remembered something from his childhood. The one thing people always loved, his cinnamon rolls. Soft, warm, sweet. Everyone who tasted them loved them. Suddenly, Daniel had a new idea. What if, instead of selling everything, he focused on just one thing? A few months later, Daniel opened a tiny shop again, but this time it was different. The menu had only one product, fresh cinnamon rolls. That's it. People passing by were curious. Why does this shop sell only one thing? They walked in, they tried a roll, and something amazing happened. They came back again and again. Soon people started telling their friends, have you tried Daniel's cinnamon rolls? Within weeks, the small shop became busy every morning. Lines started forming outside the door. For the first time in years, Daniel's bakery was not losing money. It was growing. Month after month, business improved. The bakery that once struggled to sell bread was now selling hundreds of cinnamon rolls every day. One evening, Daniel stood outside his shop and looked at the long line of customers. He remembered all the empty shops before this one, all the failures, all the doubt, all the nights he wanted to quit. 17 times he failed. 17 times he started again. And suddenly he realized something powerful. Those failures were not the end of his story. They were the lessons that helped him succeed. Without those failures, he would never have discovered the idea that finally worked. Today, Daniel's small bakery has grown
grown into several shops across the city, but he still tells people the same lesson. Success rarely comes on the first try or the second. Sometimes it takes 10 attempts, sometimes even more. But every failure teaches you something. It shows you what doesn't work, and slowly it guides you toward what does. So if you are struggling right now, if life feels like one failure after another, remember Daniel's story. 17 failures did not end his dream. They prepared him for the 18th try that changed everything. Because the truth is simple. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to stop trying. So ask yourself one question today. What if your next attempt is the one that changes your life? And what if the only thing standing between you and success is one more try?